Pronouncing French words would be very difficult for me, so I'll just say that the SNCF is the National Railway of France. It also won't take long for me to tell you what I know about Lima toys. They're an Italian company that makes model trains in various sizes, including O Scale. But unlike Lionel's O Gauge, Lima O Scale trains run on 2 rails, not 3, and their proportions are 1/45th scale, not 1/48th as in America. But that's close enough for me, and I've long admired the look of European trains, so I've been looking for one. The Lima diesel is so light for a dummy unit, or really any O-scale train product. So I decided to compare it to an F3 dummy unit from Lionel. The Lima weighs in at about 12 ounces, while the Lionel comes in at 2 pounds and 7 ounces, which I could also call 39 ounces. The F3 is more than 3 times heavier, and that's because the Lima train is almost completely plastic. You could go through airport security with this thing stuffed in your pants and not even set off the metal detectors. All you'd get would be a few admiring nods and glances. I guess the wheels and axles are metal after all, and I'm not trying to depict this as a cheap model. It's just different. The thickness of the plastic shell is a bit thinner, but the quality of molded detail is quite high, and the paint and graphics are just about the same as anything Lionel or Williams would have made in the same time period. So the frame isn't a piece of stamped steel or cast aluminum, it's plastic too, but it does have some decent detail underneath. But what's interesting to me is the little humped area at one end over a truck assembly. And now I can also see some gearing, which would explain the rolling resistance on the track. Wow, this is a motorized unit after all. It's easily the smallest power plant I've ever seen in an O Scale locomotive. God, maybe this is kind of cheap. How could this thing have any pulling power whatsoever? I have a Lima passenger car too, and it's extremely light. But even so, how many cars could this thing pull? Not too many, I bet. I think it may be time for another weigh-in now that I know that this is a powered unit and not a dummy. This comparison is not as lopsided as you may think, because the Lionel F3 has roughly the same exterior dimensions and is also powered by a single motor. Okay, 3 pounds 6 ounces. That's 54 ounces for the F3 versus 12 or so for the Lima. More than 4 times the mass. I've got one thing to say to that. America! I never really cared about the running gear on this model. It was always going to be scrapped anyway. What I really wanted was the shell, and this one is in great shape. Ideally, I was looking for a German Deutsche Bahn locomotive that Lima also made, but the price for this French diesel was just too good to pass up. the hunt begins for a base and motorized trucks to allow this body to run on American O-gauge 3-rail track. I'll start rummaging through my own locomotives to see what might be possible, and autumn is here now, so there will be plenty of train shows. I'll keep you posted. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this has been Bob's Workshop. Take care.